Now I'm going to show you how to set up WinPCNC to run a file on the machine. What we're going to do is we're going to open a file which we have created. In this case, I'm going to select a PLT. It's an engraving, and say open. As you can see, the dimensions of the table are 1 meter by 600. It's the HZS 1000 that we'll be using, and the file is relatively small. It's right in the corner here. You'll note that we're using the bottom left corner as the starting point on this file. One can see that under parameters, under miscellaneous, in the 0 point in file. I'm going to abort that screen now, go back to the actual engraving that we will be doing. Now we need to set up a tool that we're going to be using. So we will go back to the parameters, we'll select the tools. We can write the name of the tool that we'll be using. It's tool 1. As you can see, it's highlighted. I've written here a 0.5 millimeter engraver. That's what we'll be using in this case. We don't change any spindle speed as our spindles are manually controlled, but we do change the speed, the feed rates. And in this case, I've got a plunging speed where it's going to plunge into the material at 5 millimeters per second. And the feed rate, I'm going to make 20 millimeters per second. The withdrawal will leave at 10. Then the question is, how deep are we going to go into the material? I've set 0.5 here. I'm going to change that to 0.25 millimeters as a traditional engraving depth. The other two are not important for us at this moment in time. We say save. And okay, now we are ready to move the actual machine physically. So we'll go to the move function, jog the machine. Let's move it to its particular point where the material is. And in this case, our material is about 40 millimeters in from the X and 40 millimeters in from the Y. That's close enough for me. And I'm going to bring the Z down so that the cutting tip is just going to be very, very close to the material, one paper thin width away, which makes it about 0.1 millimeter um, away from the actual workpiece. That's close enough for me. Then I'm going to save to the 0 point of X, Y, and Z. We have a 3 millimeter tool lift programmed in. The tool lift is under the parameters, under coordinates. You will see the tool lift over here. That will lift the tool out of the material when the machine is traversing from one point to another on the job. We're going to save that, say OK, and now we're ready to start cutting.